So it is 2 minutes past 4 now. So I'm going to start sharing my screen so that we can start. So can you all confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we studied the have we done anything on the while loop? I will need you to respond, okay? Just unmute your mic, yes or no. Have we done anything on the while loop? So that I'm sure that my network is still connected to you guys. So I will need you to respond. Are we still together? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes. Yeah, yes.
Okay, yes, I need your feedback so that I'll be sure that I'm still in the class, because I can just continue talking and I will not know that the network has cut me off. So I need you to respond, okay?
Okay.
So have we done anything on while loop? Silence again. Can you guys unmute your mic and answer me?
What did you say?
So we did loops, right? We did looping, right? Mr. Emeka
Yes.
taught you looping, right? So what types of loops did Mr. Emeka teach you? Who can remember? We did the for loop. Did you remember that? Hello? Did you remember we did the for loop? Can anybody remember what the for loop is? So text window dot write line. Does this look familiar to you?
Yes, sir.
Text window dot write line number space plus number. And then end 4. Does this look familiar to you? So if I run this, what do you think this will give me if I run it? Who can tell me? Who can tell me what it will print out for me? So if I run that program, who can tell me what it will print out for me? I want to see who is in the call. So, Eso, tell me, if I run this program, what will it print out for me? If I run this, what will it print out for me?
I think it would say, I think what it would do is add numbers from number 1 to 10.
Add numbers from number 1 to 10. So that is not what it would do.
Oh, sorry. It will it will bring 10 times table.
Nope, that's not what it would do. Look at it again.
It would list out numbers from number 1 to 10.
Excellent. That's exactly what it will do. It will list out the numbers number 1 to 10. So if I run it, hopefully I get no errors. And yes, so it's going to tell me number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, up to number 10.
Well, is that a way that you can do it without there being number at the front of every number?
Yes, you can. So all you have to do is just take this out. Did you see that?
Yeah, yes.
Did you see what I just did?
Yes.
I need your response so I know I'm or so you can see the number been taken out, right?
Yes.
So basically that is a simple for loop, a very simple one. And you guys did an assignment where you had to use the for loop to do the times table, right?
Yes, we did.
Where you multiplied by. So if I want to do a times table, for instance, okay.
Yes.
If we want to do a times table and we say I always like using text as right line because I always like my lines to be written neatly. So if I say text dot right line and I say enter a number to produce the times table. I put a column. Okay, so it will be waiting for me to enter a number. So I come and read that number in. So I would use to read the number, I will use text window what? You can tell me, what will I use? Text window dot what? To read the number.
Text window dot read number.
Text window dot read number and then 2 brackets beside each other.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So that's what I'll do. But I'll have to assign that to what? What am I assigning it to?
A variable.
A variable. Excellent. So I'm assigning it to a variable. So I'll call it, okay, so I'm already using number here. So let me use this as X. Let me just call this X. I think you have to start getting used to using things like this. So I will now use my number here and say my number is what I'm going to read in. So inside my for loop, I want to create a times table of whatever number that I'm giving. You understand? The times table between 1 to 10 of that number. So if my user inputs 2 as a number, it should give me 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4, 2 times 5, 2 times 6, up to 2 times 10. Can we do that with this with for loop? Can we? Great. So what do we do next? We have I want you to tell me.
You start with a bracket.
A bracket. Where? Where do we put the brackets?
You put the brackets at the next line.
Okay, so let me say first what I want to do. I'm coming to you later so that we'll talk about that. So let me say first what I want to do is okay. If I do text.writeLine, I want to first of all get the get the solution, right? So I want to say so this is a multiplication table, right? So product. That's not the right word in mathematics. The
Yes.
product numbers. So I said the product is a variable here. You understand? Okay, it's a variable. So I say product is equals to, what am I going to put product equal to? Let me help you. Number and times. This asterisk is the operator for multiplication, right? For times. So I say number times what? Who can guess?
Number times x.
X. Give that girl a Fanta. Yes. I wish I was there to give you a Fanta, but that's fantastic. That's why you need a Fanta. So product is equals to number times x. That gives me my product. So that means whatever number I have, I multiply by x at this point, which could be 1. And then when the loop runs the second time, number will be x will be what? 2. And when it runs the next time, x will be 3. And so on and so forth. Yes.
Does the letter always have to be x, or it can be any letter?
So the letter can be anything. Can be anything. It doesn't always have to be x. I only use x just because maybe I like x. Okay, so x is a variable. Understand? So variables, you can use whatever you want. Okay, so then I want to output that. I will now say write line. I want to output. I'll say number and I put my plus. I want you to tell me what I'm doing here. I know you've done it before. I'll put a space here so that it puts a space between my numbers, and another space here, and so that I have space in between. And I say plus. So what will come after this? I want to output, like if I put in the number 3, for instance, I want to output 3. Sorry, this is supposed to be the multiplication. Sorry.
The next thing you put is equals to in quotation.
Is what? Equals.
Equals to in quotation.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I'll put space equals to space asterisk, double apostrophe, right? A quotation mark.
Yes.
So, and then I put plus again, and what next?
Plus
the next
plus product.
Plus.
Okay, so before I put this equals to, I missed something here. Okay, supposed to say plus. Oh, excellent. Plus what?
X.
Excellent. Excellent. I would have said they should give you an egg roll for bringing that excellent answer. Okay, so Then at the end, I put what?
Plus product.
What do I put at the end? Product.
Product.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So this should give me what I'm looking for, hopefully without errors. So it's asking me to enter a number to produce the times table. So somebody should give me a number.
12.
12. So I enter 12, I say enter. And 12 gives me the product of 12. 12 times 1 is 12, right? 12 times 2 is what? 24.
24.
So our times table is working perfectly thanks to our for loop. Yes.
So, like, if you don't put 1 to 10, if you put 1 to any number, will it still work?
Yeah, so we can try that. What number do you want to put up to?
20.
20?
Yes.
Minus 100.
Will it work for 100?
It will work for 1,000.
Okay, let's put 100.
So we have 100. And tell me, which number do you want to produce the times?
24.
So that's 24. I press enter. Voila. All the way down to 100. So 100 times 24 is what? 2,000.
2,400.
Perfect. Okay. So
Yes.
we can even put up to 1,000,000. It will work.
I know, but I don't want to waste my computer space.
Yes, it's going to take computer time, but then the computer is very pretty fast. Okay, if you write this, if you had written this for loop in a clumsy way, you discover that your computer may take a longer time computing, right? So that's why when you are coding, you try to write your code efficiently. There's what we call efficiency in coding, but that is not our priority now. Our priority is understanding the basics. Okay. So did we get that?
Yes, sir.
So this is an example of a for loop. A for loop. Now we have another type of loop. Now this loop is called while. Can you all say it? While.
While.
Who can spell while?
WHILE.
WHILE. So it's the same word we use in English. So we say, while you are waiting for the food, you can take a bottle of drink. Is that not so?
Yes.
So we're going to see how we're going to use that in programming. Okay. So we use the same way we have the for loop, we have another loop that is a while loop. So to explain the while loop always comes with a condition. So this is the difference between the for loop and the while loop. So the for loop, you already know where you are going to end. You already know that you're going to end at where? 100. But in the while loop, you may not know where you are going to end. You may end before 100. You may end after 100. So you have to set a condition. Remember, you did conditions and branching. Did you remember? If,
yes.
then, yes, and end if. So in the while loop, you're going to set a condition. And if that condition is met, the while loop will stop running. But if that condition is not met, the while loop will continue running. Okay. So if I say, for instance, who's on the line now? Just need somebody's name. Richie. If I say, for instance, Richie, while dinner is not ready, you can take a biscuit. So Richie goes to the kitchen and he discovers that dinner is not ready. So will Richie take a biscuit, or is Richie allowed to take a biscuit?
Yes, she's allowed.
Yes.
Allowed.
Then
Yes.
Richie goes back
He's
to his
allowed.
room. Richie goes back to his room and he eats the biscuit. Then, after eating the biscuit, he goes back to the kitchen again, and dinner is still not ready. Can't Richie take another biscuit? Because the instruction is while dinner is not ready, Richie take a biscuit. So Richie will take another biscuit because dinner is still not ready. Okay.
Until dinner is ready.
When Richie gets to the kitchen eventually, at some point, and mommy says, dinner is ready. Now, answer me. Can Richie take a biscuit at that time?
No.
No, Richie cannot take a biscuit. So that loop of Richie taking biscuits has come to an end because a condition is now true. So that is how the while loop runs. As long as the condition is not true, the loop will continue. But the moment the condition becomes true, the loop will stop running. So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have
Yes.
I have a set of codes here that is trying to use the while loop. So who can explain this code for me? I need one person to just explain the code for me and what we should expect to see when we run this code. This is a while loop. Can you see the condition? I'm going to highlight it. This is the condition. Do you see the condition?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Who can read the condition for me? Who can read the condition?
Candy underscore bars.
Underscore bars. Candy underscore bars is
greater
is greater than zero.
greater than 0.
Is greater than 0.
Yes, candy underscore bars greater than 0. So that is the condition that the while loop will be testing. So that means the moment candy underscore bars, let me just make it candy so that it's not too complicated. I don't like that candy underscore bars. Get rid of 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 bars. That's the final. Okay, so as it's candy now, right? Candy greater than 0. So as long as candy is greater than 0. Now, can you tell me before the while loop will run, what is the value of candy?
0.
Wrong. What's the value of candy?
4.
4. Excellent. Did you see the statements here at the top? Candy equals to 4. So candy was set at 4. So when it gets to this while statement, this statement here, this while statement, and it says while candy greater than 0, what do you think this will be? Will it be true or will it be false? Remember, candy is what? What's the value of candy?
Candy is 4.
4. So 4 greater than 0. Is it true or is it false?
True.
It's true.
True.
So
It's true.
candy greater than 0 is true. That means we will run this loop. So now look at what the loop says. The loop says you now need to write unwraps candy bar and then write eat candy bar. Then you now do something to candy. What is this?
You subtract, like you take, since you're taking one of the candies, you minus it by 1.
Excellent. So you've taken one of the candies, so you subtract it from the variable candy. So after subtracting it, what will candy now be? What will be the value of candy? Remember before
It
you
will be
enter
3.
the while loop, yes, remember before you enter the while loop, candy was 4. And then now that you are inside the while loop, you now subtracted 1 from candy. So candy becomes what?
3.
3. Candy becomes 3. So the computer sees end while, but he comes back again. Since it's a while loop, he must go back to the top. Comes back to the top and then he tests again. Candy greater than 0. So what is candy now? At this
Candy
point,
is
Candy is now
3.
3.
It's 3.
3.
It's 3.
So tell me, candy greater than 0, is it true?
It's true.
True.
It's true. It's still true.
So what will happen since it's true? What will
Going
happen?
to say I think when you run it, it's going to say candy is greater than 0.
Wraps candy.
Unwraps, exactly. It's going to output unwrapped candy bar, eat candy bar, and then it's going to come here and say candy equals to candy minus 1. So at this point, what will the value of candy be?
The value of candy will be 3.
3.
No.
2.
Candy was 3,
So it's
was
2.
3, and then we came round again and minus 1. So after we minus 1, it will be what?
2.
2. So it will now write, I have what? I have how many candy?
2.
2 candy bars left. So it will see this end while and then go back up again and test. So it will test and when it tests, what will happen? Candy is what now? Tell me.
Candy is
1.
1.
No.
No, candy
We
is 2.
We're still at 2.
Candy
So candy
is
is
2.
2. So it says candy greater than 0, true or false?
True.
True.
Why? Because 2 is greater
It's
than.
greater than 0.
So what will happen after that? It will say unwrap candy bar, eat candy bar, and then subtract 1 from
2.
2. And when it does that, candy will become what?
1.
1.
I have how many candy bars left? I have
1.
what?
1.
1 bar. And then I meet this end while. That's the computer meets the end while, and the computer goes back again because we're still in a while loop. So the computer will continue looping there until this condition becomes true. So now candy is what? Now candy is what?
Candy is
1.
1.
1.
So 1 greater than 0. True or false?
True.
True. So what are we going to do? Right line, unwrap. Right line, eat candy. Then subtract 1 again from candy. And that will make our candy to be what?
Equal. It will be 0.
0.
0. So our candy is now 0. So I have what? 0 candy bars left. So meet the end while, and then we go back again and test. Now, candy is what? Candy is what?
Candy is equals to 0.
0. So, candy greater than 0, true or false?
True.
It's
How
true.
is it true?
I mean, it's
How
not
is it-
true because it's the same
Candy
thing.
is what? Candy is what?
0 equals to 0.
Equals to 0.
So candy is not greater than 0 because candy is equals to 0.
0.
So 0 is not greater than 0.
Yes.
So that means this will become what? True or false? This will become what? True or false?
False. False.
False. So As long as this becomes false, it will now stop running this loop. And then if there are any statements after this end while, it is those statements it will run. So I can put a text, text window dot write line here and say Faith has finished all the candy because Faith loves candy.
Yes, sir.
So Faith has finished all the candy bars. So it will not come down and execute that. Do we understand this loop?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So I would need you to, can we see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So I'll need you to write down this loop. Can you copy this and then run it on your small basic app?
Okay.
So I give you 3 minutes to do that. You can do that in 3 minutes, can't you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So first person to finish. First person to finish. Let's see who's going to be fastest to finish and for it to run correctly, not just to finish and it runs with errors. So make sure you look at it carefully and write it, type it carefully.
Sir, I'm done.
Who is done?
Richard.
Richard.
Yes.
So have you run it? Is it
Yes,
running?
I have, and it works.
Correctly. Fantastic. So I need you to get this running properly because I'm going to give you an assignment, and you will need all of this knowledge to help you with the assignment. Is everyone done? Is there anybody still writing?
I'm still writing. So I'm still writing.
Hurry up. Eso is done. Richie is done. Who else is done?
I'm done.
Yeah, Eso. That's Eso, right?
No, it's Angela.
Angela, okay. Angela is done. Richie is done. Who else is done?
I'm done.
So can you just call your name so that I know? Who is done? Selema is done.
I'm done.
Soye is done.
I'm done.
Fantastic. Yes.
Number
Who's that?
It's Faith
Who is
and
that?
Faith and Tammy.
Faith and Tammy.
Yes.
Faith and
Check
Tammy
the number to
done.
of candy bars.
So you said Faith has finished all the candy bars.
Yes.
So who else is done? I want to hear everybody's voice. Who else is done?
I'm done.
Yes, what's the name?
Rona.
Rona is done. Richie is done. Faith and Tammy is done. Angela is done. Who else? Only four persons.
I'm done.
Persons. Yeah, who's that?
Eso.
Eso is done. That's number 6. So who else is done? Have you run it? Those of us that are done, have you run it and there are no errors? So who else is done? Okay, Telema is done. I have Telema. Soye, do you say you are done? Soye, are you done typing it? Can Soye answer me? So I have Telema, Richie, Angela. Yeah, Soye, you're done. Okay. Telema, Richie, Angela, Tammy, Faith, Esu, Rona, who else again? That's 6. I just counted. So who is not done? Is there anyone that is not done?
Sir, I'm done.
You're done. Okay, great.
I'm done.
That is good. Charity. Okay.
Yes.
Damilola, are you done? See, I had to switch over to start reading your names because you guys refused to talk to me. Damilola, can you unmute and answer? Did you complete? Have you completed copying what's on the screen? Okay, we've not heard from Dami. Kobe, are you done?
No,
Kobe.
not yet. I'm still doing it.
Okay. Let me see who else. Kobe, Dami, I've not heard from. I don't know who's with NDBC Children Ministry. Who's that? We have to move. For those of us that are not done, you can look at the video over again and make sure you get this. Okay, the video will be posted after now. So we're going to look at another example. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Great. If you are ready, I want you to shout Candy.
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 Okay. I thought I heard somebody say candy bar. Okay, so now we're going to look at another while loop. Now, this is a step higher than the one we just looked at, okay? In the sense that within this while loop, we now use the if-then statement, if-then-else statement. How many of us remember the if, then, else, and end if statement?
I remember it.
I remember.
Excellent. So we are going to incorporate the if into our while loop. Okay. So can anybody look at these codes and then tell me if you understand what this code is going to do? Explain it to me.
I think I can explain it.
So who's speaking?
So
Okay, SO, give it a try.
I think what they're trying to I think the loop is about that they keep asking, like, would you like to quit, until the condition is true that yes, they would like to quit.
Okay, so each line tells you a certain thing. I want you to just run through the lines and tell me, okay, like the first line, we say quit equals to no. So we are making quit to be no, right? Which
Yes.
is a string, a literal string.
Mm-hmm.
And then we now say, while quit equals to no, we should run this loop. We should run this loop as long as quit equals to no. So the first time we get to this place, will quit be equals to no? Is quit equals to no?
Yes.
The first time we get here. Why? Why is quit equals to no?
Because the person doesn't want to quit.
Since that no, they don't want to quit until.
So it's equals to quit because of this first statement. Did you see this first statement?
Yes.
This first statement at the top that says quit
Yes.
equals to no. So that is why the first time our loop runs, quit will be equals to no.
Yes.
So we now go into the loop because it is true, right? This quit
Yes.
equals to no is true, it's not false. So since it is true, we run the loop. But if it was false, had it been I did something like this, had it been I did something like this, quit equals so what will happen? Will this loop run at all?
No,
Oh, it won't run.
Why?
because the
Because-
computer will be confused.
The computer will not be confused. The computer knows that you've already said quit equals to yes. So when you say quit equals to yes, it comes here, it will tell you that
There's an error.
it's not an error. It will be false. So since it is false, it won't run. Look at it. So this, if I run it, you probably won't see any error, but it's never ran because this was what? False. So I can use a comment statement to comment it. If I do this, it's commented. Did you learn the comment statement?
Yes. Maybe.
Okay.
Can you do that again, please?
I need to skip that. Okay, let me show you. So
How do you get
what
in that?
yeah, what I simply did was to put a single quote at the front, in front of the quit, right? So you see the
Yes.
course of linking. Yeah, I just put a single quote and it comments that statement. That means the computer will not run that statement because it's a comment. It sees it as a comment.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll learn comment later on. Okay. For now, let's focus on the while. So quit equals to no. While quit equals to no, run all of these and then end the while. So we keep running this until quit will not be equals to no. So when quit equals to no, it says text of right line, would you like to quit? This will be outputted on the screen, yes or no. And then the computer is going to take your response. You see this text window dot read, it's going to read your response. So you have to type Y or N. Remember, not yes or no. It's looking for what? Y or
N. Y/N.
Either Y or N. So if your choice is Y, which signifies yes, then we'll now turn quit to yes. That means you are quitting, right? And then
Yes.
we'll now add the text, you quitted. Else, quit will be no. That means quit will be no, and the loop will continue to run. Okay, so if we run this, and can you read what's on the screen? Can somebody read
Would
it
you
for me?
like to quit? Would you like to quit? Y/N.
N. So that is telling you this is how you can respond. You can respond either by typing Y or typing N. So what should we type?
N.
N? Okay. So we say N. And then it asks us again, would you like to quit?
N.
N.
Okay. Let's see. Would you like to quit?
N.
N. So would you like to quit?
How many times is it going to ask?
As many times as you can type N.
N.
N. Would you like to quit?
Okay, let's use Y.
So Y, and then it says, oh,
You quitted.
you quitted. Finally. And
Ugh.
ends.
Mm.
So until you press Y, it's not going to end. So we are actually incorporating the if then else statement inside the while loop. So this is the way we can create an interaction with a user. Okay? So I would want you to type this and run it on your Small Basic app. Type it in your Small Basic app and run it. Who will be the first to finish this time?
I.
Who is I?
Charity.
Are you done?
Almost.
Okay. Let's see who has the fastest fingers. And make sure that your code runs correctly.
That's nice, thank you.
Who has finished?
I'm done. We are done.
I'm done.
Who? Who is done?
I'm done. I'm done. And I
Yeah.
used no until I was tired of using no and use yet.
Who is done?
Charity.
What name? Charity.
Charity.
Okay. So Charity was the first to finish, just like she said.
No, it wasn't the best.
Who was the first?
It was me and Sammy.
You're just
I didn't
jealous
hear
because we're not the first.
Your voice. I didn't hear your voice. You didn't tell me. Tammy and Faith. And then who else again has finished?
And Charity. Oh.
Charity, Tammy and Faith. That's 3. Who else? Angela.
Richard.
And who's that? Richie. Richard. So Richard is done. That's 5. Richard, Angela, Tammy, Faith, and Charity. Who else is done? Who else is done? Who else is done?
I don't know your name. Please, I don't know your name. I'm done.
Who else is still writing? Is there anyone still writing? Yeah, so who's that? Rona. Rhoda is done.
I'm still right.
Okay.
I'm done.
Who is that?
Telema.
Telema. Telema. So yeah, are you done? So yeah, can you speak to me? Are you done? Okay, great. So who else is still writing? Exo, you are done, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is Nimitan in this class? Is Nimitan in this class? So who else has finished? Who else has finished?
What is your own? Shift. What is your own?
So we're about to move to something
have
else. Please. Oh, fantastic. So yeah, fantastic. So we're about to move on to something else. Can we move?
Let's wait for those who have not finished. Give them 2 more minutes.
But do we have any question? Let's look at let's take questions. Do you have any questions? Is there anyone that has any question? So we understand everything perfectly, right?
Yes, sir. We understand everything perfectly.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. We understand everything perfectly.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. So can we make progress? Can we move on?
Yes. Yes. We can make progress.
Okay. So let's move on. I want us to go into the Google Classroom right now.
Okay.
So going to be looking at lesson 6. So we have assignment 6 already in the Google Classroom, okay? And it has been assigned to all of you. So assignment 6, 2 questions, very, very simple questions. So we're going to read these 2 questions, and then you're going to tell me how you're going to approach your solution. We're going to discuss that before we wrap up for today. Okay, so question 1,
I can't see.
I'm still sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
I can see now.
Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Is there anybody that cannot see my screen? Okay, so I assume everyone is seeing my screen. Okay, so I'm going to ask somebody to read this for us. Shadika. Shadika,
Yes, sir.
read question 1.
Write a while loop that asks the user if they would like to start again. If they input y, a message reads game about to start. If they enter n, a message reads okay, goodbye. Any other input should display sorry, enter y/n only.
Do we understand this?
Yes.
No.
So, is there anybody
Yes.
who understands how to approach this
Understand
question?
I know how to approach it. We use like the same formula that we used for the one about would you like to quit?
It's the same method you use about one we did like to quit. It's just that you have to change what you wrote on the right line.
Okay, but there is something else that is added to it. Okay.
Is it the other thing that is added is that any other input should display sorry, enter y or n only.
Exactly. So you have to find out how you're going to add
With
that
else.
little extra. With what? Come again. So you were saying with what?
Using else.
Perfect. Now, using else if.
Else if.
So you're going to use else if, and then you're going to use else. So that is the tip. In question 1, you're not just going to use if else, and you're going to use if, else if, and else. So figure out what goes into where. That's up to you. Does anybody have any question about question 1?
Coding class.
Do you understand question 1?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I would need somebody to read question 2 for me. There have been some quiet people in this class that just don't talk. Kobe,
Yes.
can you unmute and read question 2?
A while loop that checks if a password that has been entered correctly. The message should read password denied until the user inputs the correct password.
And what is the correct password?
Comsiculars?
Don't worry, it's not a real word. It's just a bunch of characters, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Comsirules. So that is the correct password. So until that is entered, it will continue to loop and say password what? Denied. So I need somebody to tell me how we're going to approach this. Tammy and Faith. Tammy or Faith, tell me, how are you going to approach this? Question 2.
So,
Are you there?
yes, sir, one year.
We are
One
playing.
year.
So tell me, how are you going to approach question 2?
We are going to say, yeah, like the yes or no. We put if the password is, if you put yes, if the password has been entered correctly.
Okay. So you.
And if you put no, you will say password denied. If you put yes, you will say password entered correctly.
So. Okay. Excellent. So does anybody have any question regarding assignment 6?
I was like, wow, like.
Does anybody have any question regarding assignment 6?
I don't really understand the second assignment.
Okay, excellent. The second assignment. Can somebody explain the second assignment?
No, when I mean the second assignment, I mean like assignment 6, the second question in assignment 6.
The second question, yeah.
Yes.
The second question in assignment 6. Can somebody explain that? Can somebody explain it?
Which number?
Question 2.
I think it's the same method for quit your job, but you call it in a different way.
Okay. So, Richie, did you remember that loop we did where we used Y or N? Yes
we
or
didn't
no?
come early to class, so we were not there to see the code because the inverter was not yet on. We had to on it.
So I'm going to display that code again. So did you see this code
Which one? Is it would you
on the
like
screen?
to quit? Is it would you like to quit?
Would you like to quit? So Richard, you remember how this
Hey,
how
do
this
you
code
live
ran?
here?
Yes, I do.
Oh,
So
go!
would you
I'm
like
in
to
the
quit?
class.
Yes or no?
So can you please repeat what you said?
Origin, you're unmuted.
So if we run this code, we're saying that in question 2, we are saying that what should appear should be enter your password at the top. Okay, you see where you have would you like to quit should be what? Enter your
Yeah,
password. Then, assuming the password you enter is N, you come, you click, it should tell you wrong password. So every wrong password you enter, it should tell you wrong password, wrong password. Then when you now enter the right password, are you getting it? Assuming the right password is Y. Enter the right password, it should tell you correct.
Okay.
Your password is correct.
I understand it now.
Okay, so
End the program.
now.
Did you get
I
it?
understand it now. Yes.
So I really shouldn't be explaining that deep to you, but we had to. So did you get it now? Okay, so does anybody still have any issue with any of the questions?
No.
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 If you do, please raise your hands. Let me see. Richie, your hand is still up.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so do you have any
Because
questions?
after you explained on the second question, for the first question, I thought it should be like almost the same thing, but I don't know how to put the code that will allow the user to enter anything, and then anything else will say sorry, Y and N only.
Oh.
Sorry, come again. What was your question? What's your question?
My question is, what type of code do I put to allow the user to enter anything except for Y and N, so that it will be able to show sorry, Y and N only?
So it's up to you to decide how you're going to do that.
Okay.
So, but I want you to run these. I want you to run these class exercises. Okay.
Okay.
The one with the candy bar. Run it. You will see the while statements there. Run it several times and understand what is going on there. Okay. And also this one. So you're going to use a mixture of both to solve this. So that's why I want you to figure it out for yourself. I don't want to explain everything. So try it, and if it doesn't work, just keep trying until you get it to work. And if you still have challenges, please inform your parents. Let them give a call. Let them put a call through to myself or Mr. Emeka, so that we can step up and assist where the need arises. Okay?
Okay.